Hi everyone. Today we are going to make this adorable amigurumi project Be in Love. The finished project measures around 2 to 2.5 inches and this is worked in acrylic yarn. Um, you can also make use of cotton yarn, but I had this handy. For this project, I worked the parts of the bee separately: the eyes, the hood, the wings, the legs, and the arms, and the heart. So today I have made use of only acrylic yarn, the one that you get in cosmetic shops or in stationery shops. They give you one bundle for 20 or 25 rupees now. I'm using Susan Bates 2.75 millimeter hook for this project. And also I will be using 2 millimeter hook, scissors, and some stitch markers. Actually, you need only one. One can be used throughout the project, and one darning needle. That is a tapestry needle. So for the yellow color yarn, I am substituting the pink for this tutorial, and I have the same black color, the white for the wings and the eyes. Blue color I have substituted for the heart. So for this video, I am not going to be yarning over and bringing the yarn under. This usually we do for single crochet, but now I'm not going to do the yarning over. I'm going to yarn under. So that means you get a better finish. Okay, that's why I'm going to yarn under and bring the needle. So for the first step, you're going to create a magic circle. So for magic circle, you need to place your yarn like this. Insert your needle through the first parallel yarn and bring the second parallel yarn through like this. Twist it and make a small chain. So this is your magic circle. Let me show you how to do it once again slowly. So place the yarn like this, making an X in the front, and on the reverse you can see two lines, two parallel lines. Take the hook, insert it through the first line underneath as shown in the video. Just place the needle underneath and bring the first yarn under the second one. Just twist it and make a small chain. If you're not able to follow, make use of YouTube settings, and there you can adjust your speed, slower or faster. Now since you've finished your magic circle, you're going to make 6 single crochets into the circle. Just see what I'm doing. Usually you yarn over and make single crochets. Now you just yarn under. Just see how I'm doing it. Bring the yarn under the needle and you're going to make single crochet into the magic circle. Okay, so this is 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once you've finished your 6 single crochets in a magic circle, just count to make sure that you have 6 single crochets in your magic circle. Now just pull the smaller thread out of the circle. In that way you can get a perfect closed magic circle. As you can see, there should be no gap. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you'll have to insert the needle into the loop and make a slip stitch. Slip stitch in the 6th single crochet that you made. Okay, now if you're not able to insert the needle in the 6th single crochet, you are going to take any a needle or a stitch marker or whatever just goes into the stitch and just tug at it. When you tug, it just kind of loosens a bit. When it gets loose, insert your needle and yarn under, bring it through and make a slip knot. Okay, after making a slip knot, the second row, the second row, you should increase the stitches. So basically increase means you'll have to make 2 stitches in the same single crochet. Just see what I'm doing. Now this is the first single crochet. I'm going to make 2 single crochet in one stitch. Now why I'm taking my needle out is that I have to mark my first stitch so that when I come around I should recognize my stitch, and there I have to start my next row. So in the same stitch, once again I'm letting my needle in, yarn under, pull through and make a single crochet. Okay, now again in the second stitch you're going to make 2 single crochet in the same stitch. I've just speeded the video a bit because I've told you what to do. Now third chain, again 2 single crochets. Fourth stitch, again 2 single crochets. 5, 2 single crochets. And you come to the last stitch. Don't forget to work 2 single crochets there also. So work 2 single crochets there also, and you have finished your second round. Second round is increase round. So you will have 12 stitches at the end of this round. Just make sure you're counting the stitches properly. Only then it means that you're doing your project correctly. Just make sure that you're counting at the end of each row. I'll be giving you the row count after each row. So row 2, you must have 12 stitches. Now you're starting row 3. As usual, row 3, the first stitch, any row you have to mark the stitch. So you have a stitch marker handy. Mark the first stitch. Now your third row will be a series of 1 single crochet and 1 increase. So that means you have made your first single crochet technically. Okay, and your next stitch will be increase. Place 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Now third, 1 single crochet. Fourth stitch, 2 single crochet, that is increase. Okay, so 1 single crochet and 1 increase. So hereafter you know increase will be 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase, and you have to follow up to the end. And when you come to the end, it should always be increase. That means you have done your work correctly, and just make sure you count the stitches here in this row, the third row, it should be 18. Again, fourth row you start with 1 single crochet. So in fourth row you will be making 2 single crochet, 1 increase, 2 single crochet, 1 increase throughout the row. That will be your repeat pattern, 2 single crochet and 1 increase. So by the end of the row you should be having 24 single crochets. Count your row 4 and you should be having 24 single crochets around. For the fifth row, you must have 24 stitches throughout. That means you're going to make only 1 single crochet throughout row 5. So no increase at all, only 1 single crochet in each stitch. Just follow the video. I'm only making 1 single crochet throughout. So that means you must have a total of 24 stitches at the end of round 5. And after finishing row 5, you can see the face of the bee has now shaped considerably well. Just tug at the center yarn, pull it and cut off the excess because this is going to go inside the project. But before that, just tighten the magic circle. Now for row 6, you have to make increase, mark your first stitch. So for the row 6, it will be 3 single crochet and increase. Remember we made 2 single crochet, increase. Now for this row, you're going to make 3 single crochet, increase. Second single crochet, third single crochet, and now I'm going to make an increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. So it just goes on like this. So throughout this row, you're going to make 3 single crochet, increase, repeat. And by the end of this row, you must have 30 single crochet. Now you can see the face of the bee has now shaped well. Now you're going to do the 7th row. The 7th and 8th row, you have to single crochet throughout. That means previous row you had 30 stitches. 7th row also you'll have 30 stitches. In 8th row also you'll have 30 stitches. So single crochet throughout for 2 rows and meet me at the end. This is how your project should look after the 8th row. And now you're going to insert the black yarn for the 9th row. Now take the pink yarn, insert into the next stitch, and when you are about to yarn under and pull through the loop, bring the black yarn from behind and pull through. That means you have inserted your black yarn successfully. And don't forget to make a slip knot in the black yarn. Now continue working as usual. So this will be your first stitch in row 9. Mark the stitch. Again for this row also you'll have to make 30 single crochets with black yarn. The pink yarn should not be a disturbance. Just place it behind and continue working with the black yarn. So continue making single crochets throughout this row. It might be quite difficult to work with black yarn, and why I'm telling you that is first as a beginner it will be difficult for you to count the stitches in black yarn. But once you get the hang of it, it's quite easy, just like any other yarn. Um, Black is quite intimidating in for beginners in crochet, but then nothing is impossible, so you can continue doing it. Now, after finishing this row, just count the number of stitches. It should be 30. Again, you have made row 9, 30 stitches. Now you're going to do row 10. Again with the same black, continue using black yarn. 30 single crochets for row 10. Mark your first stitch because you should not confuse at the end. So I've made my first stitch, number 1, and don't forget to always mark your stitch. Some of them mark the last stitch, but I prefer marking only the first stitch and then continue making 30 stitches. We'll meet at the end. Now for row 11, you should alternate using pink yarn. So as I said, insert the black yarn in the next stitch and when you pull through, pull the pink yarn. Okay, and then make another stitch. This will be your first single crochet in this row. That is the 11th row. 11th row again, 30 single crochets throughout. For row 12, mark the first stitch, make 30 single crochets throughout. This will be the pattern up to 16th row. For row 13, make use of black yarn. For row 13 and 14, you have to make use of black yarn and work 30 single crochets throughout. So 13 and 14 black. Now we have come to the last two rows of not increasing or decreasing, that is row 15 and 16. Row 15 and 16, it should be pink yarn, and as usual you'll have to make 30 single crochets throughout for rows 15 and 16. And now we'll meet at the end of the row, end of row 16. Now we've come to the end of row 16. It's time for us to cut the excess yarn. We're going to cut the pink yarn because we'll be needing the black yarn to decrease the rows. Before starting row 17, we'll stuff the doll. So when you stuff, make sure that you are not stuffing too much polyfill inside your doll so that it will be too stiff, or don't underfill your doll. Just make sure you're pushing in the right amount. Now for now I should be comfortable to work with the rest of the rows. So I'm just filling only quarter, around quarter. Now I'm going to continue working with the black yarn. Now we are going to start with the decreases. First, in row 17, you'll have to work 3 single crochet and 1 decrease. I've already made 1 single crochet. Now this is my second single crochet. Second, I'm working the third. I'm going to decrease now. Insert your needle into the next stitch. Yarn under, pull through, and without yarning over, continue working in the next stitch as well. You have 3 loops in your needle. Pull through all 3. So this will be your decrease. Again, work 3 single crochets and work 1 decrease. 3 single crochets and work 1 decrease. Now I have come to the end of the row, working 3 single crochets, and you can see that I am working my last decrease. So when I finish my row 17, I should have 24 stitches in total, because previous row we had 30 stitches. We have reduced 6 stitches. Okay, so it will be 24 stitches. You're not going to change the color of the yarn, just work in black. Mark your first stitch, and for row 18, it will be 2 single crochet and 1 decrease. So make a single crochet, mark your first stitch and continue working another single crochet and your decrease. So throughout this row you'll be making 2 single crochet, 1 decrease, 2 single crochet and 1 decrease. The total stitch count for row 18 will be 80. This is how your project should look now. You can see the ends are tapering a bit. Now we're going to start working on the 19th row. The 19th row you'll be making 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. At the end of row 19 you should have 12 stitches. Now I'm going to stuff more into the body of the bee so that I'm going to close the end as well. When you think you've stuffed enough, just roll your project between your hands so that it gets a beautiful egg shape. Now you're going to close the round with row 20. Row 20 will be just 1 decrease throughout. So you should have a total of 6 stitches. You can see this is my first decrease. When I finish my first decrease, I'm going to mark the stitch so that I don't get confused. I'm going to make a total of 6 decreases. My second decrease, third decrease, four, fifth decrease, and my last decrease, that is the sixth. Pull out the excess yarn and remove the stitch marker. Pull the yarn tightly. You can see there is just a small hole which can be easily filled by using a tapestry needle. Now look at the shape, it has formed very well. So thread the yarn using a tapestry needle and insert the needle into one of the loops of the stitch. So we have 6 stitches in total. You can see the hole closing beautifully. Now into the second stitch, through one of the loops, pull the tapestry needle out, insert into the third stitch, in the fourth. By now the circle has been closed well. You just have to tug at it to see that the circle has closed entirely. Just pick out the excess fiber fill. Now you have to cut this yarn. You cannot just cut it away. You'll have to just go into the project some 2 or 3 times so that it will just not come away, because the last stitch is so vulnerable, it will come out. So you have to insert your needle near the stitch through any one of the stitches outside like this. See, I'm just bringing it through the center so it will have a more pointy look. 2 or 3 times just to make sure you've closed the circle well. That's all. Again, pull at it. And bring it through any one of the stitches outside and cut off the excess yarn. Just pinch it so you'll get a more pointy look. We've finished the body of the bee and we're yet to make the wings, legs and arms in this video. So now we're going to make the wings. I'll show you how to make one wing and you make the other. Make a slip knot and make 10 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now work 1 treble crochet, 4th stitch from the hook. Insert your needle in the 4th stitch from the hook. In order to make a treble crochet, yarn over twice. Insert your needle into the 4th chain. Pull over. You'll have 4 loops. Pull through 2, pull through 2 and pull through 2. So this will be your treble crochet. In the next stitch, you'll work another treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Insert your needle. Pull through. You have 4 loops. Pull through 2, pull through 2 and pull through 2. In the next stitch, you'll work 1 double crochet. So for double crochet, yarn over once and insert into the next stitch. pull over. You'll have 3 loops, pull through 2 and pull through 2. This will be your double crochet. So now you worked 2 treble crochets and 1 double crochet. Next, you'll work 1 half double crochet. Half double crochet, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops. This time you'll pull through all 3 loops at one time. This will be your half double crochet. In the next stitch, continue working single crochet. In the next stitch, another single crochet. And in the last stitch, make 1 slip stitch and pull the yarn as long as possible because we'll have to sew this wing onto the bee. Cut the excess yarn. Make another wing in the same manner. Next step, we're going to make the arms, the hands of the bee. Make a magic circle. So I've shown you how to make a magic circle in the beginning of the video. Just refer to that. Make a magic circle and make 5 single crochets into the magic circle. Pull the smaller part of the yarn out of the circle so you can cinch the circle closely. Pull it tight so that you have no hole seen in the magic circle. Insert your needle and slip stitch into the 5th single crochet. So this is how it should look like. Now you're only going to make another row of increases. So I've already told you what an increase is. You're working 2 single crochets into the same stitch. That will be an increase. So in each of the 5 stitches, you'll have to work an increase. So at the end of row 2, you'll have 10 stitches around. I've just made my increase and you know how to place the stitch marker. You have to place the stitch marker in the first stitch, first increase. I marked it. So I'm just going to go around increasing and at the end I'll be having 10 stitches. Remove the stitch marker and don't cut the yarn yet because we're going to make 10 more chains in order to attach the hands onto the bee. So insert your needle into the next chain and slip stitch. Work 10 more chains and pull the excess yarn out and cut the ends. This is one of the arms. We can weave the excess yarn later when you're attaching it. Make 2. Now for the legs, again make a magic circle. And in the magic circle, make 5 single crochets. For row 2, Increase the stitches, that means make 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So you'll have 10 stitches by the end of row 2. For rows 3 and 4, make 10 single crochets throughout. So at the end of rows 3 and 4, you'll have 10 stitches. Mark your first stitch as usual. As you can see, it is shaped very well like a half circle. Now it's time for you to decrease because we're going to make a ball out of this. So in order to make a decrease, you'll have to decrease the 10 stitches. So you'll have 5 stitches in total for the next round. I've decreased one and this is my second decrease. Third, my fourth decrease, and my final decrease. Now I'll remove the stitch marker and I'm going to stuff this small thingy, the bee's leg. I'm actually making a sphere, a small sphere. I'm stuffing some polyfill into the sphere with a small tweezer and I'm pulling the excess yarn out. And as we close the body of the bee, we're going to take a tapestry needle again and thread it and close this circle. Now we have successfully closed the sphere. Just roll it in your palm to get a beautiful round shape. And we're going to make 10 more chains for attaching the leg onto the bee. So again, I've taken my crochet hook. I'm inserting my needle near the leftover, the longer part of the yarn, anywhere near it. Okay, not any particular stitch. So anywhere near it. Yarn over and make 10 chains. Pull the excess yarn out, tighten it. And now this is one of the legs I've made. You can make another one following the same instructions. So in this video, I made the body, the wings, arms and legs. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to work the eyes, the hood and the heart. So until we meet again, bye.